Hey, BassGeek here, and I can't wait to show you what I spent my money on at the Knoxville Fishing Expo. Okay guys, first off I want to say thank you to every single one of you. I mean, the legions and legions and legions of BassGeek Nation that come out to the Knoxville show, man. Knoxville is my town, man. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I'm even sitting at a Texas Roadhouse in Alcoa, and two guys across the bar from us, you know, I started talking to them about they're eating something that looks really good. Next thing I know, they tell me they watch my videos all the time. Big shout out to you guys, man. That was awesome. They picked me up. They made my night. You know, I was wore out. You know, guys, I'm an old fat guy, so working those shows all day long, whew, man, they can beat me down. But when I get to see you guys, no matter where it's at, what I'm doing, you know, no matter what kind of mood you think I'm in, man, come say hey to me, because there is nothing on God's green earth better than you guys coming up and saying, hey man, I watch your channel all the time. That's the best feeling. The best feeling that I could ever have. So I don't care what I'm doing, where I'm at, what's going on, man, don't be one bit worried about saying hey to me. Those guys will tell you as soon as they did. I mean, I was a party waiting to happen, man. We were taking pictures, and it was awesome, man. I appreciate you guys, each and every single one of you. You mean the world to me, and I don't just say that. Like I say, this and going to those expos, the only reason I get the opportunity to do that is because of each and every one of you. So, you know, I cherish any sort of interaction I actually get with you guys. Because most of the time, I'm just staring at this stupid camera and not your beautiful faces. Alright, so enough of the mushy stuff. Let's get into what you really, really want. What you want to see is what I bought, what I actually spent my money on down at the Knoxville show. Now, I didn't spend a whole lot of money. I didn't spend, well, okay, let me stop right there. I spent a whole lot of money. I spent enough to where my wife still hasn't talked to me. We're about a week and a few days out, you know, from that show, and she still hasn't talked to me. And the very first things I'm about to show you is where most of that money went. Now, I will say these guys hooked me up and they did me right. And that's the great thing about going to the expos. You're going to find some super, super deals. Now, the very first thing, and I'm going to show you this just because, and I know a couple of you guys out there have seen this before, but I bought this just because I have to test this. I mean, this whole theory of this rod, I've got to find out if it's, you know, legit, or if it's, you know, whatever, you know, a gimmick. But I will say, I do understand. You've seen the video. You've seen them talking about them. Now, I bought this from from JB's Custom Rods. So JB's Custom Rods. And this is a stinger. Now, guys, as always, make sure, of course, I've got on all three of these rods, I also bought some TRC covers to go on. I figured yellow was the appropriate color for this. So this is a large. So what I want to show you with this, and you'll see it better as I pop up the B-roll, is first off the composite handle. That's hard, and I find that really interesting because in most rods, you know, you've got cork or you've got some sort of foam, and his whole theory behind that is that this is a hard handle, so you're going to feel more with it. It's going to transmit more of what that rod and that line feels or vibration to your hand by using that composite handle. Now the other thing is, and I'll see if I can show this to you. I know we'll show it on B-roll, but look at the guides. This is a spiral guide rod. So it means the guides start out on top, but they end up on bottom. Now that's supposed to cut down on line slap. It's supposed to make fighting the fish better and more efficient. And it's supposed to allow you to cast farther. So we're going to test it out. We're going to see how we feel about it. I bought this one specifically for throwing my spooks and throwing some topwater on. So he said that would be a very good technique for this specific rod. He makes a lot of different kinds. So again, JB Custom Rods. Make sure you go check him out. And as always, guys, everything in this video, there will be links to their Facebook, their Twitter, their whatever they've got, website and more, where you can pick up this stuff yourself. Now, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies at all. They didn't give me free stuff. And like I said, look at that, black and red, or black and red, black and yellow. Nice little rod. Can't wait to get that out on water. You know, can't wait to fish some topwater, period. Speaking of topwater, now, I've never used this guy's rods, but in my area, you hear about them constantly. Constantly hear about these rods. And so, what you guys don't know is that one of the reasons why I bought my little boat, and if you haven't seen what I've done to my little boat, go back last summer. There's a bunch of videos where I worked on and bought me a small boat. There's a bunch of small lakes where I live, and a couple of larger ponds in I'll just say an area north from me, not very far. But those lakes are electric motor only. Now, most of them you can get a big boat in, but you just can't use your big motor, your gas motor. The other thing is, during the summer, they load up in grass. And again, I got my TRC cover on here. And this is a Dixie Custom, Dwayne's Dixie Custom. Love that black and red handle. And this is the frog stick. So he makes this. This is his Icon series. This is the frog stick. It's a 7.2 extra fast tip. All this is made in the USA. Great looking rod. So hopefully we're going to be able to get on a little bit of frogging this summer once that grass gets up and mats over. And it does get up and mat over. We're also hopefully going to get on some punching, maybe throwing some chatter baits when we get to post-spawn, maybe even spring, when that grass isn't quite, it's submergent, it's not come up and matted over. So hopefully going to be able to deliver some totally different style of fishing a little bit this summer, so we can diversify the channel up. So you guys that are doing that sort of stuff and not fishing out deep like I normally do, you know, we can do a little bit of that. Now this rod, again, got my TRC cover on there. This rod is going to be another drop shot. This is, there's a television show. It's a regional television show. It is on YouTube. They do put the videos out on YouTube. Make sure you go check them out. It's called 3B Outdoors. It's hosted, one of the hosts, the primary host, I think, is Nathan Light. And he is a guru when it comes to the tight lining technique. Again, if you don't know anything about the tight line, I haven't done a sole video on it, but my top 5 winter techniques, this is one of them. And this is a rod that he actually designed with Dwayne at Dixie Custom Rods. And it's actually the 3B Outdoor series, their own series, and it's the tight lining special. It is a 7.4 medium moderate fast tip, and that's also, you know, one of the things I like for some lighter drop shots and even some Demiki rig stuff, or drop rig stuff. So this is going to come in real good in those situations. And I needed a better tight line rod than what I had. And so, trust me, I trust Nathan. I'm sure this is going to get the job done. Can't wait to get it out on the water. May get to go out a little bit this week and actually put this rod to the test. Now, all that being said, I know one thing you're going to notice is that I've been buying a lot of rods here lately. Well, you know I am partnered up with Lew's, and so there is an order from Lew's coming in, and it's primarily all reels that I have coming. So, of course, I've been buying up the rods that I'm going to pair up with those Lew's reels. I can't wait to get them in. I can't wait to get them lined up. I can't wait to get them on these rods and see how these new reels, because I bought a lot of different reels this time, so I'm really going to get to test out a lot of the Lew's stuff, and I can't wait for that. Now, that's all the rods that I bought. That's enough, right? I know some of you guys are looking at me like, Jesus Christ, how many rods do you need? Is there ever enough? I mean, do we fish? Is there ever enough fishing gear? I don't think so. And anybody that says so, I bet I can argue why you're saying so. So guys, you know I'm a big Humminbird fan. Now, I've used all different electronics. I've used Garmin's, I've used Lowrance. I know the Simrad stuff. I mean, it's really about all the same. There's some finite details, and I think right now the best on the market are the Humminbirds. Now, there's some stuff that Garmin does better, but as an all-around unit, they're not going to match the birds. Same with Lowrance. As an all-around unit, I just don't think they can keep up with the birds. All that being said, one of the things that in my area I have not been able to use is the Lake Master card. So finally, they got Top Secret Lake S on there. They got Top Secret Lake N. They got a bunch of the lakes in my area, and this is going to help me out so much, guys. This is the Lake Master. This is the Southeast states. Now, the only state that they don't have in here, of course, is Virginia, and I live on the Virginia-Tennessee border. But I'll tell you what, some of the small lakes that I fish in Virginia, they don't have maps anyway. So we're going to do some videos on how to use your live mapping this year. Something that I know I haven't done any videos on, and I think you guys are going to really be excited on that, even using it out of the smaller boat. So I got a great deal on this, and like I said, I want to give a huge shout out to my buddy Josh and Fuzzy, guys that work for Humminbird. They are the local reps for this area. They treated me right this year, and I've got to say thanks to those guys. Plus, they're hilarious. So had a really good time with them both in Knoxville and just back at Watson's. You'll see that video later on. Now, let's move on. So again, want to give a big shout out to Shane's Baits. He hooked me up with something that they had at the Knoxville show. It's a little heavier wire, so it's a new A-rig. A little heavier wire for that Tennessee River, that Northeast Tennessee sort of setup. Love my Shane's Baits. He hooked me up with 2 of those. I want to say thank you to Shane's Baits, man. They're awesome. So we're going to put these bad boys to the test in just, hopefully, like I said, just a couple of days. Now, I did also pick up, not for me because I actually have one, but for my buddy that does LedgeHog. I picked him up a ConnectScale. We're going to do a little bit of trading out of some heads because I need some more half ounce. This one, however, I can't show you because, ladies and gentlemen, don't know when this will be in production. They're just now testing them. But this is the Gen 3. So guess who gets their hand on the Gen 3 and getting the test? But right now, I can tell you this, guys. The Gen 2, the ConnectScale 2.0, man, make sure you get out there and you try it out. Of course, there's links in them in the description for them. I do work with this company, and I'll tell you what, there is not a better scale out there. You can keep logs using their app, so you can actually weigh your fish. It'll take air temp. It'll take the weight of the fish. And then you can go in and put whatever bait, where you were. It'll take the GPS coordinates to the date, the time of year. So all that's stored through just weighing your fish and connecting it to the app on your phone. It's real simple, real easy, uses Bluetooth. And the 2.0, a lot of the problems that the 1.0 had are gone. And I mean, I have beat mine. He told me that some guys were talking about having some problems with water. Mine was literally submerged in water in my boat. I got it out, took the batteries out, let it dry out, put some new batteries in, and it still works fine. So, durable. They're durable too. Now, my buddies at Dominator, the reel cleaning, Dominator Performance Reel Tuning, they hooked me up with some bearings that I'm going to put in my swim bait. Of course, I'm going to put it in my swim bait rod, right? I'm going to put it in my swim bait reel. So we're going to get the farthest cast we can get. I can't wait to test these out. And we're going to put these to a test. We're going to do a video where we actually cast before with that reel and see how far we get. And we'll do a cast after. And we'll do the measurements to see how well those work. So can't wait to try that. I've never really done bearings or upgraded the bearings in any of my reels. So that's going to be pretty fun. I can't wait to do that. Now, we move on. And this time, we move on to my buddy Ray with Razor Baits. Guys, if you haven't seen his custom painted baits, you're missing out. Like I say, you can open up a bait in a pack right off the shelf and you can catch fish. No doubt about it. Done it 100 million times. Almost everything I have. I've got way more out of the pack production colors than I do custom colors. But something you've noticed that I've been doing over the past few years, especially with my local guys, I can walk up to Ray and say, what's been the hot deal on Top Secret Lake S, Top Secret Lake C, Top Secret Lake D? And he can tell me. And right here, for a few years, has been one of them. I don't remember the name of the color, but man, whatever it is, it's sexy. That color is a beast. Now, I picked me up a bluegill. These are both in 10XDs. And that is one of the prettiest bluegills I've ever seen. Wished I would have picked it up in a 5 and a 6XD too. Maybe even one of the square bills. I'm going to get him to paint. He's painting swim baits too. I got a bull shad that I'm going to get. I'm going to send it to him. I was supposed to bring it to you today. Sorry, Ray. I swear to you, contacting you this week, I will mail you that bull shad because I need it by spring. I can't wait for him to paint this bait. Now, some of the other stuff that he does is silver buddies, and they ain't silver no more. That's a little pink with a black back. If you fish around spots or you fish around smallmouth, you better have some bubble gum, not pink, you know, bubble gum. We're anglers, it's bubble gum. So says Jimmy Houston. All right. Now, everybody knows in the Damiki rig, what color do I like? That's right. I love Richard's Sour Grape. Well, sometimes with the Damiki rig, there's a couple of other follow-up baits. This is one of them. Wabam. Oh, yeah. So I picked me up 2 or 3 of these. 3. Because I don't want to lose them. These are kind of a sour grape in the silver buddy sort of baits. And that's also from Razor. And those baits they're awesome. Now, let's get into some rock crawlers. Now, guys, this is, again, a crawl version that he does that is kind of a play, and it's kind of got that candy back, man. Such a good looking color, such a good looking paint job. And that is a play kind of on that old school Rapala crawl bait. And then this is a new color, and look at that thing. This is kind of that candy. I mean, there's no way a camera is going to do justice to the back and the paint job on the back. I mean, it's just incredible. You just call him up and order some. All right, so we're getting down to the last things that I bought, and I almost don't want to tell you about these. I've already told you about them before. Now, number one, guys, you know I love LedgeHog. Okay, LedgeHog, not only do they make some of the coolest blade baits you'll ever see, and I've got some of those on order. I'll unbox those later. I've got those on order, but they also make spoons. Now this is what they call their fat spoon. I mean, look at it. It's very heavy, very good, very, very good bait fish profile. Heavy spoon, but nice, wide, and flat. So it's got a totally different fall to it. Now here's a spoon that you go flipping with. Docks, floating marinas, floating docks, that sort of thing. So I went ahead and picked me up 2 of these. Try not to stab my fingers with the hooks. These are called their light flutter spoons. Now these spoons, look at the bend in that spoon. They're really made to flip around docks. Guys, post-spawn, when those fish move out and they get around those docks during the summer, during the early post-spawn, they'll move out, they'll get around those marinas, they'll float there, there's bait all around. This is a killer. I mean, an absolute killer. You don't cast it. If you've seen the video before, you take this and you flip it out. If you cast it, it is so lightweight that, as Hobie, the owner, said, it will kite. So what you do is you literally just take it and flip it into slips. Now, a lot of guys are worried. You know, if you're around deep docks, you know, you're only going to let it fall so far and rip it up. If you're around shallower docks, you can let it go to the bottom. And that's the great thing. They put a smaller hook on there, and that hook is designed specifically to not get caught on ropes. So it's not going to get snagged near as much. So I bought me a couple of those. And I don't know if you've never seen James Watson. If you've never seen the Major League fishing event where he took a spoon and went to flipping boat slips and just racked them, you need to go find it and you need to watch it. And that is what these are made for. The thing about it is you can flip them, and what they do, what Hobie was telling me, is that they go about 1 foot away and about 1 foot down on the fall. So they've really got this diving motion that gets them, if you cast them and you get the right fall, I'm going to guess about, you know, he'll get up underneath those docks and stuff. So I picked me up 2 of those, and I'm really excited. I got a lot of docks I know that I can go throw these on, so I'm really excited to get to go throw those after they come off the bed. That's it, guys. That is really what I bought. Now, there was a lot of other good stuff down there. Found a guy, if you go back and you look at one of the live streams, he had a hook, a weedless hook set up that was incredible, and you can put it on a lot of different baits. Want to go check that out. A lot of good people, like I said, a lot of awesome people, a lot of awesome pros, a lot of awesome vendors. And as always, I want to say thanks to TRC. I kind of had to jump in there with them last minute, and I want to say thanks to them for, you know, taking care of me. Darren Yao, the owner of TRC, and his wife Tanya, they've always been good to me ever since I first met them, and I hope I returned the favor to them. I want to say thanks to them. Big shout out to them. I appreciate the heck out of them and let me come down there. Everybody that worked the booth with me, they were awesome, and you know, Knoxville's my town, man. That's all I know to say. I mean, that place is rocking. It's hopping. Every time I go down there, it's just a good time. All right, Tell me what you think about this stuff. Tell me if I missed anything at the Knoxville show I should have found. And tell me what you bought if you were there. Tell me if you were there and you said hey to me. And other than that, guys, as always, questions and comments in the comment section below. You guys know I love to talk about fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell because you need to get those notifications when these videos come out. It's going to be an exciting year. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going some good things, some scary things, some exciting things might be going on. I don't want to get your hopes up. Sometimes life happens. We'll see how it all pans out in the end. But overall, I just want to do more fishing. Last year was not a good year for fishing for me. And as always, you guys rock.